planners and bullet journals, art projects, organized planner chic.
Well, hello. I welcome you to Organized Planner Chic. I'm Lucinda, and this is the 9th episode in my PTSD journey in the Zequenz 360 journal. All right, well, if you haven't seen the previous episodes, be sure and check those out because they'll get you all caught up to date as to what's happened since the first video where I introduced how I was diagnosed with PTSD, and I'm speaking to you face to face about the journey, or kicking off the journey at that point. So where we left off last week, I had just come back from my therapist, and she had said I was doing great and gave me a new worksheet that combined all of the worksheets we had done up to this point. But I'm just going to share a couple of examples of working through those worksheets, kind of a negative one and a positive one, because there's so many different steps. Again, it combined all the steps from all the worksheets up to this point. So the situation that happened, so that's the first thing on the worksheet, is the situation, what happened. So my husband was out of town, and we have a couple. There are friends that are sort of like our adopted kids, and their daughter is our goddaughter. Well, he is in town for training, but my husband was out of town, and I agreed to meet him at our church here. And so this is Saturday, but I agreed to meet with him on Sunday and be at church with him and introduce him to people and everything. And then also I had invited a friend to go that same day on Sunday to the symphony. And I had not been to the symphony in the Phoenix area ever, so it was going to be my first time. So for some reason, the thought or stuck point, which is the next bullet on the worksheet, that came to me that Saturday night before, it was just the weirdest thing. It was only the second time I had ever had a real anxiety attack. And the first one was right before I started therapy. The thing that happened had nothing to do with therapy, but I was already a little anxious about going to therapy. And so it sort of made sense to me. But this one, I have no idea why, but I started feeling really anxious about both meeting the person at church, our friend who was in town for training, and going to the symphony for the first time. And my heart started beating fast. I was just freaking out and feeling just extremely anxious. I can't even describe it. I was about to cry because of the way I felt, and it made no sense to me. So I was scared, and I just thought, my thought or stuck point was, I'll cancel both. I'll cancel meeting him at church, and I just wasn't even going to go to church, and I was going to cancel going to the symphony, which I really wanted to go to, because I just can't do this. That was my thought. I'm going to cancel both because I can't do this. But I didn't let the thought stick with me very long. I mean, I still physically felt extremely anxious, like a real panic attack, and I was breathing hard and everything. The thing that I was supposed to work through on the worksheet was to challenge the thought. So what was the evidence for not being able to go and canceling both things? And that would be like, I'm scared, but the evidence against was, this is not my first rodeo. I can do this. I mean, it makes no sense. I can just go and not even be worried about how I'm feeling. So that thought that I couldn't do it was extreme. It was unreliable. I don't even think I was worried necessarily about anything going wrong, but if it was not likely anything to go bad. It was just all based on how I was feeling, which was just a weird feeling. So it was very emotional reasoning. And then the alternative thoughts, again, I'm working through the worksheet, that I decided, it only took me maybe 5 minutes to decide, I'm going to both of these events. No matter how I feel, I can do this. Tomorrow I might not even feel this weird panic, anxiety that I'm feeling right now. But even if I do, I'm not going to let those feelings keep me from doing what I know I really want to do. So my thought went from a percentage of 90%, I'm not going to be able to do this, to me challenging those thoughts to 0% of thinking that I'm not going to do this. My emotions went from being scared at like 100% to, I don't know, pretty quickly to 0%. Like I feel weird, but I'm not going to let it keep me from doing what I need to do. So that was what happened. Working through that worksheet. But I wasn't actually working through the worksheet when I was having those thoughts. I recorded it afterward, but that's how my mind processed that event. And of course, I had other things to process that week, and I did, and I was able to do so. I found myself taking a minute whenever I would feel a certain way that was uncomfortable and really kind of evaluating what I needed to think about. Maybe I wasn't really sure why I felt the way I did at that time, but it did make me kind of take a step back and say, I'm feeling uncomfortable. Let me see if I can figure out why and, process it. Just work it through. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you are struggling with PTSD, I hope that this was helpful to you. And if you know anyone else who might need this help, please go ahead and share this video with them for me. And also, if you haven't subscribed to this video, please do so and hit the bell notification so you'll always know when I have a new video. All of my subscribers get an additional discount from my Organized Planner Chic Etsy shop, and that discount is in the comments below, and there's a new one every month. And in my shop, I make vegan traveler's notebooks and traveler's notebook accessories for any traveler's notebook carrier, vegan or not. And then also I have a Facebook group called Organized Planner Chic Crew, where I create a free coloring page that you can download every month by being a member. And also I give giveaways frequently, just about every month. And until next time, everyone, happy planning.